Alright, guys. I said I will probably show you what I'm eating for dinner. So, this is what I'm eating for dinner. Tacos that I made. I'm gonna do a little mukbang. How do people mukbang and not like chew with their, talk with their mouth full? So, I wanted to talk about, like, the idea. Today my mom said something interesting, and it's about, like, I was like, it's weird, my two jobs, they do the same thing, but it doesn't bother me as much in one job. And she's like, so you're not as like emotionally invested in it. And also I'm not as physically invested into that job anyway, because I'm not there much, but so it makes sense. But I thought about, got me thinking on the topic of emotional investments. Cause being a Capricorn and all, I'm like, Capricorns, I'm just gonna give my sign a little like pep. I love all the signs and I'll gladly talk positively about every sign, but I'm gonna give Capricorns a moment for a second because Capricorn as a sign is just very hardworking and committed. And same with Scorpios. Capricorns are like all in when they are into something, they are all in. That's why I am working at 11 p.m. when I've worked all fucking day. They can be workaholics. That's what I'm trying to find a balance right now. That's a whole other side tangent. Man, that's how invested Capricorns get. They can completely lose themselves in something. But on a more positive note, they really invest themselves in things. I think that's self-explanatory. And I think that they view relationships as an investment. I've heard that about Capricorns. It really rings true to me. It's an investment. Capricorns, more than any sign, and take a shot every time I say Capricorn, but please don't. Take a shot of water every time I say Capricorn, okay? We are, I'd say more than any other sign in the zodiac, Capricorn knows time is like, because it's such a resourceful, earth grounded sign. I would say the most tethered to reality and the most aware of the concept of time, and that on this earth we have a limited amount of it, and the way we spend it, what we choose to do with it, is everything. It's what determines how our life is going to turn out. Because being a universal sign, we have a very big picture view of things. So I think it's easy for a lot of people to feel like when they have invested themselves into something, especially when you are someone like a Capricorn who really invests yourself into a thing, and you put your all into a thing, and if it doesn't work out, it can feel really discouraging. If it's the wrong thing that you're investing your time, you can get hurt in the process. And that all comes with age and experience, I think. Like, figuring out what is worth investing into and what's not. I think that comes with age and experience. But it can feel really discouraging, because just to give an example, jobs. I'm thinking of relationships, jobs, relationships, like going all in with somebody else and it ends up just being disappointing or not the way you thought it would turn out. And I just wanna, if anybody's feeling that way right now, I just want to say that there's no such thing as a waste of time. Your time was not wasted. I'm gonna eat my taco now. Whatever shitty thing you went through, you have gained something from that thing. And I've found in my experience, the most shitty situations pushed me the most to grow. I'm not advocating for getting yourself into shitty situations. You can grow. They also left me with scars to heal for years to come, but so I'm not here recommending it. I'm just saying, I think back to like the darkest times in my life when I was with the honestly worst people. Like, I'm talking like narcissists, like abusive people, and I think back to those times when I was at my lowest, and it's like, it's taught me my limits, what I will absolutely not agree to, what I will absolutely not do, because I know how it's going to turn out, because I've tested it out. It's taught me how to pick myself back up when I'm in my darkest episodes. There's sometimes people don't recover. So if you're here and you've recovered, like, you're already a very resilient, strong person, because some people just can't do it, and I understand that, but if you're doing it, I just want to say, like, you have a lot of strength that you might not know about. Mas mukbang. And I used to watch the show a lot. It's spelled UNHHHHH, by Trixie and Katya. Here on YouTube. And Trixie said on there one time, whatever job you left, like, no matter how shitty that job was, you can take something from that job. There's something that you learned from that job. And I think that's, like, those are some words of wisdom that I needed to hear, because there have been jobs where it felt like I wasted my time in a way. But truly, when I think back on it, every job has taught me skills that made me better for the next job. Same for relationships. Every relationship has taught you skills to make you better for the next person. And even friends, be a better friend. It's all like strengthening you, making you the best that you can be. And sometimes we need those tough lessons, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we can get by. There's some people that truly, like, you know, I honestly, it's crazy because when you've grown up a certain way, you kind of don't know another way. So I'm like, hell, like, there's probably people who have had happy, supportive families, a good relationship model, great friends, great jobs, that weren't like toxic work environments, like no toxic friends. Like, some people just don't, never had that in their lives, and hey, it's just like not a concept I can grasp my head around. I got a feeling that a lot of people on YouTube have had some sort of trauma or something. Do you know 1 in 3 people will experience some form of trauma in their lifetime? I read that in a book called The Body Keeps Score. And 1 in 3 people So trauma is pretty common. There's still 2/3 of the population that have never experienced it. So it's like some people have and will never experience any form of trauma. I'm shook. I want to meet those people. What is that? I want to fucking meet those people. I wonder if somebody is like eating along with me. I would love to do lives on YouTube. I think you need a certain number of followers or views, or you need to be monetized or something. So I'm like, please, if you like my videos, please subscribe to me, just because YouTube cares about that stuff. I don't, but YouTube does, and like I get more opportunities like the more subscribers I have. So I'm just putting it out there. Y'all don't need to do anything. I personally take a second. There's some people that I know right away I want to subscribe to. There's some people like, but I think about it. It's not an automatic click, because I'm like, I'm inviting those people into my energy, into my life. I'm going to be watching them consistently. They'll be in my subscription box, and I'm not going to give that spot to anybody. And I actually am subscribed to a lot of like tarot channels, and I currently don't watch a lot of tarot because I watch some tarot sometimes. I just think that I like to take breaks from watching YouTube tarot because it's a lot of other people's opinions about my life, and it can get a little bit too much because you don't know who you can truly trust with their opinion. But sometimes people are just reading your energy, and they are reading it accurately and kind of giving you like a personal readings, and I have run into those, and I feel like when I consistently watch a YouTuber, the tarot YouTuber, they're able to like tune into my specific energy more, and at some point it'll end up being a personal reading, and that is wacky. But if you are interested in like, if you don't want to pay for a tarot reading, and even though if you have the extra money, I do recommend it. It's like definitely helped me, worth the money. But if you feel like you need it and you have the money laying around and you're not breaking the bank, but if you don't want to pay and you want to go on YouTube, first of all, if you want it bad enough, you can find a reading that's a personal reading. Just trust your gut and when you're clicking on videos. And subscribe to tarot readers, because the more you watch their videos, the more they'll be able to tune into your story and your energy. And the ones that you vibe with, obviously. And then also, I don't know, but if you like engage and like comment and like and stuff, they'll really be able to like tune into you more. I watched a reading one time, and it was a little bit crazy because it just felt, I don't know, I didn't end up liking that specific reader too much because I felt like she would get a little too much into my energy, and it felt a little bit like invasive, and I don't like those kind of readers. I think a lot can maintain like good boundaries and just keep, but but she kind of had a reading that felt very like personal, and she was literally describing like how I looked, what I wore, what I sounded like it was just crazy. Like she was like talking about me in the reading, I think, which is kind of nuts. But, yeah, because I think she was tuning into my energy directly because I had been watching her for so long and like engaged so much, and I think that like I was lucky that she tuned into my energy. But I mean, I could be wrong, but it was so accurate. And sometimes they don't feel very general, like even though it will apply, because I've met people who were going through like with their love lives or whatever, exact same story as mine, like details down to like their zodiac sign. Like it just, it can happen. So sometimes if a reading feels really specific, it can be that specific to you and to other people as well. Like they are going through what you're going through down to the details, to the nitty gritty. See, talking and eating, it's like I get distracted by my talking and I forget that I'm supposed to be eating. Because I'm never hungry because I take fucking Adderall. Hate Adderall. Fun fact, people with ADD who are medicated are less likely to become addicts because nobody hates taking their medication more than people who are forced to take medications to live. I just don't view drugs as like fun. Only times in my life I've done a lot of drugs is when I was not taking my medication. I think when I have taken my medication and like smoked weed, bro, meth and weed, I mean, Adderall is like a small dosage of meth. Meth and weed, I don't think that's a good combo. I'm not an expert, but I don't think it's recommended to like mix those two. Hey, I'm perfectly okay not doing drugs. And I think that it makes your tolerance Adderall, because it's an upper, I think it makes your tolerance to alcohol higher, so you can drink more, and I would imagine you're more likely to overdose because you're able to drink more, not feel much because you're on Adderall. So be careful out there, y'all. If you have ADD, I feel you. Yeah, and some people just don't have like mental health issues. I think that's hope for us out there, because who aren't like that, because if everybody was mentally ill, then there's no way out. And I can sometimes feel like there's no way out when you are like mentally ill or traumatized, but clearly there's a way out. You can maintain a life without all the pain and misery, and I'm really just mostly talking to myself right now. I'm usually, when I'm giving out unsolicited advice or whatever, speeches, I'm talking to myself. It's what I need to hear in that moment, unless I'm really channeling somebody else's energy. I used to practice reading tarot a lot. I still do, but I used to practice reading tarot a lot, and one time I was just like reading for a random person. I would channel people to read for. I was reading for some channeled person. Channeled her entire name, first and last, what she looked like. And I started picking up on like this, and someone who has passed on. I started doing like mediumship. And I like, for a very short moment, was like in that person's realm. But I've heard that and they genuinely were with me, and I was like, hi, but they left. And I've heard that with people who have passed on to the other side, it's kind of like, imagine like a human who can only hold their breath underwater for about 10 seconds, and then they need to go back up. It's kind of how it is with dead people. They can communicate back to our side for like a moment, for a short moment, and then they need to go back up. They can't stay for very long. So yeah, I would love to channel more people who have passed on, to like help people out with their grief. Yeah, I was pretty young. I started reading tarot, I think, at 18. I'm now 20. I also had a friend who was like really terrified of tarot, and she like didn't want me to do it, and she was like, I don't know if she was like a straight up narcissist. I can't diagnose people with narcissism, but I think she might have just been like a shitty person. Okay, let me not say that. I mean, she was a pretty awful person and friend. So, but I was like just really young and didn't know any better. And she came off very nice at first, so I didn't know. But yeah, it's weird because I don't think I'll ever know if she was a narcissist or not. Can only like speculate, but there's people that in my past that I can pretty confidently say were narcissists, even though I'm not qualified to say it. But some people can hide it better than others, so it's kind of insane. And I'd love to talk more about narcissists on my channel because that's a big topic in my life. Kind of sadly, I've had much experience with them. Would not recommend. If you can help it, stay away. But I would love to talk about that another time, because if I talk about it now, this video is going to be very long. I'm really enjoying this mukbang. It's really difficult for me to double task though. I'll either talk or I'll eat. And I honestly forget to eat even when I'm not talking. I'll just forget I'm eating, and eating takes me a long time. in my day-to-day life, I'm not someone who like really cherishes their food and just loves to eat. I want to be that person. I'm only that person when I'm really hungry, or I just happen to have that day where like I'm actually enjoying my food. Or sometimes, okay, I believe it comes from trauma, because as I'm healing my trauma, I'm able to enjoy food more, and I'm able to feel. As I'm able to feel, I'm able to enjoy food more. And some days I'll get bouts of inspiration about meal ideas that sound great to me at that time. Like I'll have my appetite, and then it sounds delicious at that time, and then I look back on it, I'm like, I'm not craving any of this stuff. I think it's a mixture of trauma, but also Adderall again, because that does suppress your appetite. But okay, I ran out of storage just now, but I'm back for a little bit. I'm just gonna finish this video because I'm getting tired. Even though I have more to say, I'm gonna eat my yam. Anybody else? Okay. Maybe. I don't know where the idea. I know mukbang is a Korean thing, but why is it that people have so much food when they mukbang? Why do we need to do that? Like, can we just eat like normal meals? That like eat as much as we're hungry for. I do not like to overstuff myself. It actually used to be a really big trigger for me. But I think I've healed that a bit. Yeah. Those who watch my channel, they need to have some fucking thick skin, because I talk about some real shit. I've had friends tell me, they're like, you always go into like deep conversation, and I can't handle it. Like, I've had friends, I just could not handle it. I'm like, I don't know. Sure, I'll take the feedback. These are just the things that I talk about and think about. Or like psychology and triggers and personality disorders, and those are my interests, so I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. Just gotta find me some real friends. I think that's the issue here. Find me some real friends, but and song recommendation, Ghosting by Mother. It's my obsession lately. Jardin du Luxembourg by The Ghost. The Ghost. They're both ghost related. But the ghost is spelled G-O-A-S-T-T, Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger. Jardin du Luxembourg. And Ghosting by Mother. Two of my obsession songs. Ghosting is just my recent discovery. Two songs where I'm like, I just leveled up by finding this song. Like, my life just went up an octave after I've discovered the song. Both songs make me feel this way, so those are my recs, and I'm so exhausted. When I turned the camera on, I was like, it's time to end this video, because if you notice, like, I just sat there in silence for a second, and I'm so tired, and I still need to take my makeup off and get ready for bed, so I'm not gonna keep y'all here too long. Thanks for watching my mukbang. I'm gonna probably make this a separate video. Mukbang. My first mukbang. Thanks Korea for inventing this. You have provided careers for many YouTubers, but okay. I will see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.